Other interesting business news, you have investors pushing against the woke policies at Target as well as Dick's. This is brought to us thanks to Breck Dumas over at Fox Business, which, interestingly enough, is somehow still in business. And they say, quote, Target, Dick's Sporting Goods faces pushback from investors for, quote unquote, going woke. Major retailers are the latest targets of anti-woke activists. Investors ramp up pressure for companies amid the culture war. They should also have a bullet, like a little bullet or asterisk, and to make a profit, which is what the purpose of the business is. Which, again, used to be what business were all about. Now, they say that, quote, major retailers Target and Dick's Sporting Goods both faced criticism over their woke policies in their respective shareholder meetings earlier this week on Wednesday, and activist investors ramp up pressure on companies amid raging culture wars in the U.S. The National Center for Public Policy Research, NCPPR, which is a conservative think tank, which the National Center for Public Policy Research. I mean, that's just too long of an acronym. I know maybe you want to sound fancy, but that just seems silly to me. But nevertheless, their marketing aside, they say they have plans to present proposals at a vote at each company amid threats to the boards, preventing the boards from making hyper-political decisions in the future, arguing that they have taken controversial positions at the shareholders' expense, which they absolutely have. Target, I don't know how mentally vacuous they are. During Pride Month last year, they decided to hire a designer who's a self-proclaimed Satanist, and they actually had satanic materials in Target, which I'm not being overly bombastic. They quite literally had an enamel pin. What pretty good quality. It was made on metal, or metals if you want to pronounce it properly. And it actually said, in a picture of Satan, it said, Satan respects pronouns. They also had pride material for children. They had tuck-friendly swimsuits for trans or men dressing up in women's uniforms in swimsuits. They could tuck their junk. That ignited a lot of controversy last Pride and Pride Month last year. And this year, they've dramatically decreased the amount of Pride materials, and in some stores, they even moved it to the back. Because again, Target has hit with a huge backlash, and there's a lot of people starting to boycott it. Now, they say that, quote, at Target, the anti-woke investors are asking that the retailer provide a report on his partnership with other support for, quote, divisive social and political organizations and causes after the company sparked backlash last year with its Pride Month displays. Target has had a June Pride Month display with rainbow, LGBTQIA plus banana messaging for years, but the addition of products such as female-style swimsuits that can be used to tuck male genitalia outraged many consumers in spring 2023. Again, personally, I think the biggest, well, that was a point of contention for many people, but also having it, I mean, they had it next to the kids stuff, and they had kids stuff with sex stuff on it. Now, they say that backlash was so severe that Insider told Fox News Business Digital at the time that some stores were told to relocate their Pride displays to the back of the store to try to futilely attempt the Bud Light situation. Let's see. Now, they also say that NCPPR specifically took aim at Target's partnership with they call it the Human Rights Campaign, which is deceptive for what they do, in my opinion, but I think they do a lot of political things, but at least that's marketing in terms of it sounds very nice. You can't possibly be against that. But nevertheless, they say that Target's partnership with Human Rights Campaign and said that the company disastrously engaged in such activism when it aggressively touted radical gender theory in the stores. The activist investors said that the backlash hurt Target sales and damaged its stock price significantly, which resulted in a $12 billion lawsuit against the company and caused Target to be ranked as high risk on the 1792 Exchange Corporate Bias Rating, which that's not great. Well, the Target right now is still not too bad, $147.10 per share. Again, not financial advice. Now, separately, the NCPPR is asking Dick's Sporting Goods shareholders to consider a bylaw amendment waiving the business judgment rule, arguing the measure would bring greater board accountability for corporate acts taken to advance the political or ideological views of management. Which, yeah, I don't buy Dick's because they're dicks there. One of those things where ever since there was, I believe, Sandy Hook, they virtue signaled and bragged about destroying AR-15s and saying they wouldn't carry them. Which, also, if you don't like guns, well, you're probably not American, but nevertheless, if you are one of those mentally vacuous people who think that only the government should have guns, well, you should also not like Dick's because even though they said they got rid of the AR-15, again, the most popular rifle by far in the United States by number of units sold, well, Dick's owns Field and Stream. Now, that store does have those products. So, if you really think Dick's is, quote, unquote, all about anti-gun, well, they own a company that still makes, they still sell it. Now, scrolling down, they actually note that case specifically, and it's even more vacuous when they had the CEO of Dick's say this out loud. The think tank wrote in its supporting document that, quote, Dick's has itself arguably been financially in the past prioritizing political views when Ed Stack, the then chairman and CEO, decided that Dick's should take a stand on gun violence by foregoing the sale of AR-style weapons. And he said, I don't care what the financial impact is, implementing the proposal would commit Dick's to focusing on shareholder value. Which, that guy's a dick. So, he doesn't care. A CEO said he doesn't care about that financial impact. How he gets not fired immediately is beyond me. Now, interestingly enough, they say that the board of directors at Dick's unanimously recommended a vote against the proposal, arguing that it would likely violate Delaware law. And again, I don't think, in terms of if you're a shareholder at Dick's, I mean, I don't know anyone even remotely pro-gun who's ever shopped at Dick's since that incident. They all moved on to better stores, like Shields, which is a great store, although not headquartered out of Texas. They're headquartered out of North Dakota. They're still great stores, always clean. They have everything from swimming goggles to rifles to suppressors. They have a lot of product diversity. They actually have these rare things called statues of our founding fathers in front of the store, which these days, a lot of people, it's actually a good rule of thumb of how you judge someone. If that offends someone, you probably know, you don't want to hang out with them. So, again, I'm sure, oh, geez Louise. What kind of pop-up is this? Apologies. Where is this? Oh, pop. Oh. Of course, Fox. Their business ineptitudes keep stacking up on top of each other. Of course, they had a random pop-up, even though it was muted, and magically just unmuted itself and annoyed the hell out of both of us. Or all of us, depending on how many people are tuning in today. But let me know, do you think this will really inspire people to go back and shop at Target at Dick's if they were to change their policies and make it so it's more difficult for business leaders at those companies to get involved in politics and all these culture wars types of things? Let me know in the comments. As always, I'll be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.